Best of r/confessions episode 12. Subscribe for edit videos daily. My mother shot me in the leg today, and I am still in shock. She was suicidal, and had a gun ready in her hand. When I went to grab it away from her hand, she pulled the trigger and the bullet went through my upper thigh on my right leg. I was in the hospital for around 6 hours, and I just got back home. I had to tell the police what happened, and she was taken to a mental health facility. I currently can't walk or move at all on my own. I just want her to get help. Edit, adding a picture with the date on the hospital band, and the entry and exit bandages. Link. Thank you. Next. I was too afraid to talk about it. When I was 5 years old, my uncle brought me to the rooftop of our home and showed me his penis. It was weird for me given that it was huge compared to what I had. He asked me to play with it and told me not to tell anybody. I knew something was wrong. I just did not know exactly what. It happened over and over again until when I was 7, he asked me to kiss it. That's when I felt something was wrong and I knew about it. This kept on happening until I turned 15 and finally had the courage to say no and be in control of my own body. Growing up as a teenager, I never gave importance to self-respect. I allowed people to touch me and I just felt empty inside. I've always wanted to tell my parents, especially my dad since he's barely at home due to work, but when I finally got to my senses as a teen, I could not imagine how it would break my mom's heart that her precious baby boy was molested for 11 years by a guy she entrusted to take care of me because she had her own 8-5 job too. As I entered adulthood, I realize the best revenge for my uncle is to prove to him I am more than my physical body. I am a capable, loving, and sensitive human being, and with this, I choose to end the living hell of millions of children around the world who are probably as scared as I was during that time. I'm now working for a humanitarian organization that focuses on children's rights and safeguarding. My childhood was not safe despite being at home, and this always pushes me to educate children to recognize their rights and use them well. I want these kids to know that they're not alone and that they're safe with us. I don't want them to suffer as I did. I don't want them to be too afraid to talk about it. Thank you. Next. I'm scared to grow. Heyo. I'm 16 and I'm 6 feet 2, 188-89 cm. All my friends are shorter than me. It's hard to find someone tall like me here in Italy. I feel left out. I know that the beauty standards see tall height as an attractive feature, but I think that it's too much. It gets to the point where it's hard to talk and have a conversation standing with people. I know that I'm gonna grow and it really scares me. I wanted to sit at 185 cm forever. I think it's really a naught. Is there any methods to try to stop this thing? Bye, Stefan. Thank you. Next. When I engage in a meaningful debate, I upvote my partner's comments even if we have contradictory views. I like debating and engaging in heated discussions about philosophy and politics as long as both parties stay civil and respectful towards each other. Unfortunately, it is often quite rare to find respectful people on the internet who won't accuse you of all sorts of thought crimes if they disagree with you. I find it fitting to express my gratitude to these respectful people with an upvote. I only downvote overly bigoted and perverted ideologies or unnecessarily offensive language. Thank you. Next. I want my wife to leave me. We've been married for a year, and since then our sex life has taken a major downturn, as well as our lives in general. My family has become really pushy about having children, and so has my wife. My sibling and their fiancé have stolen our baby names, making my wife mad. Children have been causing a problem and they're not even here yet. With the world in downturn, me personally not being ready to have kids yet, and my own mental health struggles, wanting to have a child is hard. I grew up in a very judgmental household where there are clear expectations, and it's bleeding over into adulthood. I'm almost 30. My wife is kind of manipulating me where she will claim she's supportive, but when it's things that don't fit her goals, she gets angry at me. For example, I came out to her as pansexual and that didn't really go over well despite her saying that I can tell her anything without fear of judgment. I've always felt like the black sheep in any sort of family unit I'm in, and it's very clear. Honestly, I would love for like a private investigator or something to act like they have proof of me being unfaithful and then asking her if she'd want an out of our relationship. My family has affected my wife's mental health as well. and I feel like she would be much happier without me in the picture, especially where we're both young. She's younger than me, and are just now starting our careers and children aren't in the picture. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. My mental health has taken a huge downturn. Edit. I'd like to add that if we have children without any of our issues being resolved, which it looks like they won't, I will loathe myself for the rest of my life. Thank you. Next. I think Jennifer Lopez is untalented. She can't sing or act. Thank you. Next. I really dislike my mom. Here are some reasons why. She physically and verbally abuses me, controls what I wear, who I meet, where I go, keeps taking my laptop and phone away for the smallest things, forces religion over me when I would like to do it by myself when I feel like it and not forced upon, won't let me paint or other activities when I don't have my phone, won't let me spend the money that I saved. There are times I like her, but all these things just change it.